Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. I absolutely hate jumping on the bandwagon. I avoided this when the Moonswatch came out, mainly because then I was a little bit optimistic about it. Being a huge Swatch fan. A little bit. I was hoping that the move would actually be a positive for Swatch. However, it didn't take long for all the anger and negativity to surface as people realized they were buying a Swatch that looked like a Moonwatch. And it was even worse than I thought, with color coming off on people's wrists. And I believe I heard that someone's bezel actually popped off of theirs. Yeah, and they were kind of overpriced. So before all the hype about the blancpain collaboration happened, I actually ended up seeing the promo for it on their website because I was shopping for more classic style gents swatches and happened to see it. However, I didn't get a chance to do a video before everything blew up, and now all the watch nerds are talking about them. It's so weird going on YouTube and seeing everybody talking about the same thing. So I wasn't even going to mention it in any of my videos and just kind of let it go. However, as I was watching other people's videos on this collaboration, there was one thing that they weren't mentioning. And in fact, one YouTuber viewed it as a positive. Yeah. If you are one of the people interested in these watches, you definitely need to see this video before you buy one. And that advice is coming from someone who has just a few swatches. So Swatch is doing pretty much exactly what they did with the Moonswatch because that made them a ton of money. So this collaboration, they are assuming, is going to make them a ton more money. And it probably will. Even though these watches sell for $400, that's crazy. Buying a Swatch for $400 because it resembles a blancpain. That's so crazy. I don't care what watch it resembles, $400 for a Swatch, to me, is just craziness. And as other people have called out, the water resistance is weird. However, in looking at their website, I was kind of shocked to discover that they do have a rotating bezel on them. I can't imagine that the action in that is very good though. But we'll find out when people start getting these in their hands and making videos about them. However, I feel like this is going to be way worse than the Moonswatch for one reason. These watches are mechanical. Now, the System 51 movement is pretty interesting. I have their website pulled up on my phone here, and it says, the high-tech escapement has no regulator, and the rate is set at the factory with the laser, making the manual rate adjustments normally required by a mechanical watch unnecessary. The movement also features a 90-hour power reserve. Both of which sounds pretty amazing. Except for the fact that at least in other swatches that feature the System 51 movement, the cases are hermetically sealed. So this is a watch with a mechanical movement that can never be serviced. That is not good. And if you look at pictures of these watches, there are notches in the case back for a case back wrench. However, I'm guessing those are just visual elements. I don't think that you can actually open these watches up. And even if you could, number one, the regulator was set in the factory, so there's nothing you can do about that. And then there's this little note. Assembling this watch also requires advanced technology. System 51 is the only mechanical watch ever manufactured on a 100% automated production line. So even if you can get these movements, there's really nothing you can do. They, for real, cannot be serviced. Now, I may be completely wrong. Maybe these movements are accurate for decades, but yeah. I realize that Blancpain has stated that they will never ever make a quartz watch, but I feel like that would have been a wiser choice. because at least with quartz, they're gonna stay accurate for decades. I feel like these movements will not. So if you think people were irritated when they bought a watch that turned out to be a swatch, imagine when they pay $400 for a watch that can't be serviced. This just seems like it's gonna end very badly. Probably mainly for Swatch. I've heard some concern that this is gonna cheapen blancpain, but I feel like it's gonna be Swatch that gets the black eyes. But who knows, we'll see what happens. So yeah, the concern about the movement is something I really haven't seen in other videos yet, and that was the point where at least in one video, it was called out as a positive, but yeah, I kind of disagree and think that's gonna be the Achilles heel of this project. I hope I'm wrong, especially for the sake of those who go out and buy these watches, but we will see. I'm gonna make some popcorn and kick back in my chair and watch the fun. Thanks for watching.